Hey, it's Kai here at the Thrifting channel. So this is going to be just the beginning of my little series here and there I'll do on whether or not you should buy certain brands or leave them at the thrift. And today we're going to look at Free People. Here we go. According to Wikipedia, a man named Richard Hain opened the first Free People shop in West Philadelphia back in the early 70s, which kind of makes sense to why the boho vibe is there. You have, I'm sure there were bell-bottom jeans, platform shoes, and breezy, airy tops moving in from the free love era of the 60s into the 70s. He ended up calling the second store Urban Outfitters, and that's why Urban Outfitters and Free People are related. So again, business kept growing, but it seems like they actually were very measured in the amount of growth that they were doing. They wanted to be a brand that really outstood the test of time, realizing that the bohemian chic or the boho chic style that they were promoting was not losing ground. It was never going to lose ground. It was only growing in its popularity. And finally, if you can believe it, in the fall of 2002, there was the very first Free People boutique opened in New Jersey. The first one in 2002, the second one in 2002, when the very first one was opened up in the early 70s. So there was a stretch of time between there that they just kept building their brands, and they were successful at doing that. And if we move along to now, there are, under the umbrella of Free People, we have, of course, Urban Outfitters. We also have Anthropologie, which Anthropologie carries Free People, but it's actually its own thing with its own brands that it is promoting, which is really interesting. So I'm wondering if Anthropologie will eventually become just Anthropologie, as Free People has become just Free People, and the brands under the Anthropologie umbrella will become their own individual brands. Now, finally, there is a wedding bridal brand called BHLDN, and there is also a terrain brand of clothing, which I'm not familiar with. I'm also not familiar with their wedding and bridal brand, but I'm quite sure it is available on platforms. It's like the Free People have their hands into a lot of different things, but one thing for sure, we can believe that Free People is a very successful brand. Now that we look at some of the history of Free People, Anthropologie, Urban Outfitters as well, let's talk about what these brands are going to do for us as a reseller. What's been coming up on my radar, so to speak, recently is the fact that on Poshmark, Free People now has their own closet. Now, does that diminish the ability to resell Free People items on Poshmark specifically? I would say, in a way, yes. But, in a way, no. And here's why I do believe you can still resell Free People on Poshmark, specifically with the fact that there is a closet of brand new, with tags, Free People items. Well, here's the fact. You're not going to find vintage items from Free People in the Free People closet on Poshmark. That's just the way it is. Everything in there will be brand new with tags, this season's items, next season's items, maybe even for preview. So while you probably won't scratch the surface in battling Free People with their own stuff, so to speak, you definitely have free range with everything that was previously released clothing wise, shoes wise, purse wise, all of their accessories, and still find a market for that. That's why we resell, especially those of us that thrift, looking for something, within the past few seasons that still is desired and has value. So if that's your place, if you are a thrifter and a reseller and you find something from Free People and it's within the past few years, I would still get it, and I actually do. As a matter of fact, we can take a look here at all of the tags from my thrifting and finding Free People pieces, and you'll notice my tags are vintage tags and older pieces that I grabbed, and I did grab because of the brand. Now, were they selling fast and hot? No. I do think it takes a special person, as with most vintage and most thrifted things, to find that specific item. But did it sell? Absolutely. Am I happy that it was Free People that sold? I am happy. So while I do pick up Free People, and I mostly pick up any Free People item that I run across, I do temper down my expectations a little bit, because I am aware that, not only does the right person have to find the right piece, but that, I am up against a mountain when it comes to reselling Free People, because they have their own closet on Poshmark with the latest items. But they can't hold a candle to all of the vintage and pre-owned pieces that I find or that you find. Well, that concludes today's video. If you still pick up Free People, just expect it to maybe hang around a little bit longer, but hey, a sale's a sale when it comes, right? So I will see you next time, and happy listing, thrifting, and reselling.